Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Nick Eden from the 4554 podcast, also 45 Live now and Merch in a Minute on YouTube. What's going on, Joe? I got Joe Clay here, Mr. Merch University.
Hey, everything's going good, man. Things are going great.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
What you got up today, man?
I
know we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, man. Today, man, I've just been making some designs and just messing around, playing on Illustrator and stuff. And so, yeah, just a normal day. So,
you know what? I have Illustrator and I never use it. And I haven't used it the entire time I've been doing graphic design. Like, never.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, I don't use it every day, but man, I like to use it. Like if I need to really just want to do something, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just check it out. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I was looking. I saw the email from Neil about the new designer in Merchant Form. I hadn't checked that out yet though.
I got to check it out a little bit, but that's it. I really haven't got to play a lot with it, but yeah, it seems okay. I asked a lot of people in the group. Oops, I asked a lot of people in the group, and some said they tried it and stuff. So that's good.
Cool. I'm gonna give it a try. I sent it to. I have a student now that I'm working with. She just got in merch. She got in merch after like 3 days, and so I've just been kind of coaching her through because she's actually starting her brand. Like she's going from the very beginning, a clothing line brand. So I'm just kind of walking her through the whole process and everything. She's got a marketing background. Like she's worked with a lot of big brands. So this is her first time kind of really, going out on her own. So I'm just kind of walking her through the print on demand process of it. So, but I think she'll be good. I think she'll be good.
That's cool. That's cool. Hopefully, yeah, start your own brand. That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, I figure, hey, at this point in the game, especially with all the changes in merch, I think it's good that she's kind of going from the gate, like she's pushing external traffic, building an email list, the whole nine. So I'm proud of her.
Yeah, golly, yeah.
Let's check out the chat here. I see we got American Yesteryear. What's going on? And of course, Jeff. Everybody, make sure you go to Jeff Davidson on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. He's telling us to get a job. Get job, deadbeats.
Yeah, he's crazy. Oh, is this the new merch talk?
No, this is not. You can never replace merch talk. So okay, for anybody, for anybody who's familiar with my podcast, 4554 podcast, I've been talking for a while where I wanted to do something where I was still bringing in guests, but the way I record, man, I record crazy. Like sometimes I record a podcast at like 2 a.m. and edit it right then and throw it up at like 6 a.m. So I wanted to do something where this was completely separate from the podcast, but it was still merch center, print on demand center, and bring some real value. Originally I was going to just put the podcast onto YouTube, and then I was like, you know what? No, let me do something completely different, something completely separate. So you're not going to see anything you're not going to hear the podcast on YouTube, and you're not going to see 45 Live on the podcast. It's just I'm not going to do that. Like, I just want unique content in all the outlets. And so that's what it is. But we can't replace merch talk.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to merch talk, every week. You guys created a monster.
How that started was I was talking to Margaret a long time ago, and I was like, hey, let me interview you, or let's just go online and talk merch. And then we're like, all right, let's do it again the next week, and then the next week, and then let's bring. She said, let's bring Jeff on. This guy Jeff. I'm like, who's Jeff? I'm like, all right, let's bring him on. And then Jeff joined. I'm like, let's just keep Jeff on every week. And so he stayed on, and then Margaret's like, let's bring Chris on. I'm like, who's Chris? And he was on, and he's like, let's just keep Chris on every week too. And so we just kept going.
Hey, but you know what? It's an all-star team, man. Like seriously, it's an all-star team. Like you guys put a lot of value out, and I tell people all the time, hey, if you're trying to figure it out, because with the podcast, I mainly talk with lower tier people, 10 to 500 tier it's usually the people that I'm talking to when I'm talking about it. So I think what you guys do with Merch Talk kind of bridges that gap, especially for people who are, you know, nearing the end of the 500 tier, getting towards 1,000, and they're really trying to push it because now they have the space to scale and different things like that. So I think it's kind of a natural fit. I think that's why I enjoy being on there so much.
Yeah, it's cool too because like it seems like kind of like me, Jeff, and Margaret and Chris, we're all kind of like around the same tiers. You know, one might be higher or lower, we're all kind of like right there and like together. So it kind of if you've watched the channel for a long time, you can see us grow. You know, and how far where we come and how we're celebrating. Like, oh, we're at 1,000 tier now, and now we're at 2,000, and now I'm at 4,000, you know, so I mean, you can watch that growth, so it's kind of cool.
Well, you know, I kind of been, I guess, a Netflix binge watch kind of thing because I went back to the very first Merch Talk, and I've just been kind of, you know, going forward since then. So like catching it from the very beginning and, you know, going over everything again because I mean, there's still some great information out there. Like even on the old shows, man, and for everybody that's watching, you know, we all put out content about merch, and merch is going to change. You know, it's going to continuously change, but you can go back and you get some great content of some of the original shows. And, you know, I see how much merch has changed just from me starting the podcast and even from me starting Merch in a Minute. But some of that value is still great. Like it's certain things that are going to always go, especially when it comes to just print on demand overall. So I would encourage everybody, if you're not, subscribe to Margaret's channel. Please do so. Texas Gal Treasures. Also subscribe to Joe's channel. I've got all of Joe's links down here. And I want to talk today because what I wanted to make sure that 45 Live did was provided real value. Like you know, Joe, I can sit there and talk shop about merch all day. But I wanted to make sure that what we did provided real value. So I want to talk about your new website, Merch You Designs. So tell us a little bit about it. You know, I know you've had it up and running for a while now, but for people that aren't, you know, tuned into it just yet, please let everybody know what it's about and what you've got going on and how it kind of differentiates from some of the other sites that are out there.
Kind of like what Merch You Designs, it kind of relate. The reason why I started that is because in the Merch University Facebook, we're always like, you know, it's more about helping people, and that's kind of the whole reason I started to join the community together to help learn from each other. And so I'll always talk about different niches in there and stuff. So I'm talking about all these different niches. So now I made that site so it can kind of like relate to each other, and I can start making those designs for people who have no way to make designs, who have, you know, no resources, and who are maybe just beginners or maybe who are in higher tiers, and who could just come over there and be like, oh, this is what Joe was talking about the other day. And look, he already has some designs made, and just grab and go and upload. And, you know, everybody's so busy working full-time jobs and, you know, kids, family, you know, everything in the world, you know, everybody's busy. So this is just something you can go, if you see something, just grab it and go. And I try to keep it updated. It's just me running it, and I do have a little bit of help with a designer, a couple of designers, and some other people. But yeah, just trying to upload every day there, and just, you know, 1 or 2 designs a day if I can. If I can do more. But yeah, just always trying to add some value there. And so it's going good. I've been getting a lot of good reviews from people saying, hey, you know, I've been selling, your designs have been selling. So I was like, hey, that's good, man. That's great. And I just keep uploading them. So I love, that's the reason why I started Merch You Designs.
Definitely. And I've checked out the site. I haven't bought one yet. Full disclosure, I am going to buy. I have to get over myself when it comes to that, because it's like I'll say, okay, I need to buy some designs because I haven't had a lot of time lately. Like I hate it, but I haven't had a lot of time lately. So I was like, okay, I need to outsource some designs. I was like, okay, if I'm going to outsource, I'm going to go with Joe. You know, I know Joe, you know, the designs that sell. Like if anybody saw or was a part of your Sell 10 group, they know, like, or anybody else part of your Patreon, they know, like, if nothing else, it's like, look, Joe's going to make something that's going to sell something. Like, I remember about a year ago, you did a contest in Merch University. And guys, if you're not in Merch University on Facebook, please go join. But you did like a contest, and it was a random number that you threw out, and I won. And I'll tell you, I don't mind telling people. He was like, "Oh, well, what niche do you want? Because I got a free design." And I just, off the top of my head, I was like, you know what, movie critic. And then what you sent me, I was like, I had to look up. Actually, I was like, yo, that's great. I was like, but hey, I'll give it a try. And I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to sell because it was such a sub niche of it. I was thinking, maybe he was just going to give something like generic or, and damn it, the thing didn't sell. It sold a few times. Like it's still like it. I think the last time it sold was 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I would have never thought to go that route with it. But hey, I mean. So I would definitely endorse your design services.
Yeah. Now that you're talking about that merch tier 10 that I did, what I did, I was the reason how I started that because I'm like when I did the merch tier 10 series, I just took my own account, which I was already at the 1,000 or 2,000 tier, and I said, okay, I'm gonna make 10 shirts, and I sold those 10 shirts, and I got a lot of like pushback on that. They were saying like, that's your account and you're at the 1,000 tier, and so that's the reason why those 10 shirts have already sold and you sold 10 right away. And so I mean, that's not true, because why aren't my other shirts, why aren't the other
right.
600 or 700 shirts selling, And so I'm like, that's not true. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna find I got a friend, a coworker, my brother, and my brother-in-law all get accounts. They all got approved, and I go, all right, I'm going to help you guys. And so they haven't really even did nothing till today, except for me. I uploaded it on all four of their platforms, and now they're one's on the 500 tier and one's on the 100 tier. I got them all past tier 10. I got them all past to 100 in like 2 weeks, all 4 accounts. And
wow.
Actually, right now, I think when I look back at it now, out of those 4 accounts, they have over like 300 or 400 sales together. Just from, and actually, I'm like, those are all my designs. When I look back on, I'm like, man, that's 400. That's 400 sales I could have had, But it's for my friends and coworkers and relatives. Right. So I'm more than welcome to help them, because I'm the reason I wanted them to get started on it, because I know the possibilities with this platform. So, but even on my Patreon, I had this one guy, he joined, and he joined to get past the tier 10, and I gave him like one design, and he said, oh man, Joe, the first week I already sold like 20 of these. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I was like, all right, that's cool. And he was like, I'm gonna get out of the because the Patreon's in levels, and I think that one, that Patreon tier 10 it's $40 a month. He's like, I'm gonna get out this first month, man, but and I'm like, man, yeah, do it, because you're already on the 25 to be in now. That's the whole purpose of this tier 10 program, me helping you out. Hey, $40, I gave him 10 designs, and hey, just one of those designs got him out of the tier 10 in like a week. So hey, more power to you, man.
Right. And you know what? And I think I look at the 10 tier a little bit different than everybody else. And I think it's because I kind of came from the FBA world. And so I think people look at the 10 tier, and you definitely want to get out because you want more spots, obviously. But you still have to look at it like you've got 10 ASINs available. That's not including the variations. But you got 10 ASINs prime eligible on Amazon. Like there are sellers on Amazon that only have 3 or 4 ASINs. They're making thousands of dollars a month, and the same could be said on the merch side. If you look at someone like Mike Gall, it just depends on how you flip it. But I mean, I get the anxiety of wanting to get out, because we see in the other groups and even in Merch University, you see the people and they've got oh, I just hit the 10,000 tier, or I'm on the 14,000 tier. And I think it was Young. I think they were talking to Michael Essick. It wasn't Michael Essick. Somebody was talking to Michael Essick, and he was like, he's on the 20,000 tier or something like that. I was like, that's ridiculous. Just to think that I could possibly have 20,000 listing on merch, even if I sell a tenth of that, per month. Like I'm good,
totally.
You know.
And just to throw this out there, what I was doing and what I still do is I would just go into from those 4 accounts that I was working on. I would just go to Amazon to do my research, and what I would type in was like I would just type in like the letter I. Like I think a lot of shirts that people come to Amazon for have to do with like emotion, and they want to show up like I am this or I am that or whatever. And so what I would do, what I type in is like I, and then I would put like space bar, and then I put like just A. And then if you do that, man, you'll just see a list of auto suggestion phrases just come up like crazy. And so I would look at those phrases and actually I'll give you guys one. There's this one I put in I and P. If you do that, it'll say go look at one of those phrases, and one of those phrases that comes up has been selling for me for probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 times, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, but go push I dash or space bar and P. One of those phrases that pops up, it still pops up. I put that on the shirt. It's just a text-based phrase. Man, I'm like, and I made that text-based phrase, and like, man, that shirt just started selling like crazy, and it still sells. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. But that's all I do. I push I, spacebar, P. I mean, you could think of other words, other letters, and just start messing with that Amazon search bar, that research, and it'll bring up all the phrases that people are searching for, and then you just make your own designs off of those ideas.
Right. Now you bring up a very interesting point, and you give a lot. When I first got into merch, everything was, oh my gosh, don't show your designs, don't say anything about your designs, don't do anything because people will steal your stuff. Well, guess what? I didn't do any of that, and people still stole my stuff. So I think what kind of drew me to, and I can say this, I've been a graphic designer almost 20 years. Well, actually, it's been over 20 years now. But transitioning from doing flyers and billboards and dioramas and things like that to doing t-shirts was difficult for me because it's regardless of your experience, it doesn't necessarily translate into a t-shirt that will sell. So when I first got in, I told you I did a lot of I took my best sellers from Redbubble and Teespring and I put them on merch because I was like, they sold there, they're definitely going to sell here, and they didn't sell squat. But, and I was like, okay, I got to be doing something. I have to do something different. And when I joined Merch University, I'll never forget the post. You were like, hey, take any random shirt that you sold just once, post a link, and we can all kind of take a look at it and give critiques on, the design, just kind of give it a once over. It was almost like a hot seat kind of thing. And I was like, you know what? Nobody else would do that. No other group would do that. And because of it, it helped me like, okay, this is what I was doing wrong, and it kind of helped trigger me into doing better designs, using the better process. But in addition to that, I felt like it kind of validated my designs or validated what I was looking for. Because I think a lot of times people will think, oh, this is a good shirt, but I don't have a basis for comparison. So what makes you you just operate a little bit different, even with Merch Designs. Like if you go to other sites, sometimes they'll charge a monthly subscription for you to even see what type of shirts you're getting. So you don't know if you're going to have good designs until you've already paid them $20. And that's nothing against any other site that's out there selling designs. Don't get me wrong, because I've done the subscriptions to those before, but you're a lot more open than other people are on merch. And like, what's the motivation behind it? Like, what makes you be so open with people?
I mean, it goes back from like the beginning when I started, and I always wanted help, and I'm like, okay, what does like just what you said when you jumped into it, like, hey, can you just show me like what a design looks like? I don't want to copy your design, but what's the style? What's the format? How does it look? And so that's kind of reason why I share so much, and I'm open to share designs all the time. And actually now, I mean, you can't really throw up a pixel for pixel copy on Amazon because you'll get rejected. I know that for sure because me and a partner put up the same shirt a long time ago. We collaborated on it, and it stayed up for a while. But once Amazon came up with that new rule, one of us, our shirts was going to be rejected, and it was his and not mine. But we wrote Amazon and said, hey, no big deal, and they were, all right, no problem. So I know they're not going to copy it. So I don't mind sharing ideas and just doing it because the reason why is because nobody else does that. Right. Nobody else is so open to share. And the reason why you can see all the designs on Merchy Designs is because, hey, go and look at it. You want to kind of see I always like to see what I'm going to buy before I buy it, and right. So, and here's another thing, like, people might come on the site and, sometimes we might look at the design and go, it doesn't look right, or it doesn't, I don't know. You don't know. But you know what? Some of the crappiest designs sell the most. And so like I've had people show me their designs and I'm like, you sold 500 of those? How was that possible? I mean, like, that's like a kindergarten work, I mean, how is that even possible? But I never know what's going to sell. When people send me shirts and they want me to critique them, I don't never critique the design. I just critique their keywords.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm like, this design's crappy, but hey, it's all your keywords and stuff and your titles and stuff. That's what's going to sell it. And if people are looking for that niche, they're going to buy it because just think of this. Say like you have like a favorite hobby and you go out to go find a shirt and there's only one shirt up there that's your favorite hobby. You're probably more than likely going to buy that, and it's just because that shirt's out there and it's not made. Regular retail stores don't make it. They don't sell it. But hey, merch sells it. I'm going to buy it. I mean, absolutely. Because I relate to it. That's my hobby. It's my favorite hobby. I'm going to buy it. And so even if it just looks decent, I'm going to buy it. And so that's what you have to work. That's what you have to think about. Like, okay, I'm going to make this shirt and this niche shirt, and then I'm going to put it up. And then, and that's why we put all these designs up. And actually, all the designs we put up is like research. So I've already researched it. And so from just the research, I'm like, okay, people are looking for this type of stuff. So I think they're going to buy it. And so it's just like those bundles I put out, those graphic bundles, that the surfboard one and the sunset one. If you look now on Amazon, people are buying those shirts. I mean, there's just one, it's like a sunset and it says Hawaii on it. And I think it says 2018 that I found researching. And I'm like, that is so simple. And so now if you want to go buy those bundles, hey, you can make, you could take just one, because I think on that sunset, you get like, I give you 19 sunsets, but just one of them, you could put Hawaii, Australia, Fiji. I mean, every island you can think of on just one. You could make thousands of those shirts and stuff. Yeah. So, and then I even went along and did some research and said, hey, these are the top beat shirts names that people are buying. And I just gave it that away for free. It's in the file section on Merch University. So yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, the designs don't matter really. I think it's all about the keywords and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Like my biggest seller, and it blows my mind to this day. My biggest seller is one word, 3 letters in bold Old English text. And I've sold 424 of those shirts to date.
Oh my gosh.
It blows my mind. And I never would have thought, like, and I didn't think it was going to sell. I didn't think it was going to sell.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it is, and it kills me because I'm like, okay, all this time I spend doing all these graphic designs, and I'm just like, okay, this is the one that sold, or like the majority of the ones that have sold are ones that I've done on my phone, and I don't have the Over app because I'm an Android user, and so I use Logo Pit Plus, and so it's very just basic text designs I'll do in there. I'll resize them in Photoshop, and those are my biggest sellers. American Yesteryear says, "Don't tell that to Yang." You know what? I understand exactly where Yang is coming from, because it's like you do get a little upset sometimes, and you just kind of have to get yourself out of it. But you'll see, Jeff, I'm not telling you the first 2 letters, but you'll see all these designs that are selling, and you've spent years and years perfecting this graphic design craft. But I think the thing that people need to get into the habit of realizing is, just like you said, this is research. I mean, this is a lot of R&D. the design is almost secondary in a lot of cases. So it really is about the research. You can have a great design, but if your keywords suck, then you're going to have a great design that'll be down in 90 days. Like,
that's true.
So what type of tools do you use? Do you just go through Amazon and then use Illustrator and over?
I use Illustrator over. I use the Vintage app a lot. I like that. I use Make Merch a lot. I like Make Merch because it has like this vintage effect, and so I'll make a design, and then I'll either make a design on Make Merch, and then I'll have like the regular, just no problems, just like solid, and then I'll put the vintage effect on it. Like there's just 2 or 3 effects that I really like, and so I can make like out of one shirt, I can make like 4 shirts, and then another thing, I'll turn Illustrator. I'll just throw it back in Make Merch because you can upload, and I'll put the vintage effect on that. Let's see what else I use. That's pretty much all I use currently right now. I mean, like this month, that's all I've been using recently is Illustrator and Make Merch and Vintage Design, and then in over, I'll throw it in there if I'm online. Actually, last night I made like 10 shirts in the Vintage app, and then I was throwing them in over to resize them, and I was just uploading from my phone last night. So yeah, I mean, my computer's sitting like right next to me, but I was on my phone, and I was just like, man, I'm just gonna do this on my phone, and so I just made like 10 shirts and threw them up online on my phone, and so I do stuff like that all the time. So it doesn't even matter if I have my computer or not.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about myself last night. I stayed up pretty late actually, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna max out my uploads because I'm at the 1,000 tier. So I was like, I haven't done the 100 uploads yet, but I'll say they were all re-uploads from ones that had come down. So I think between 12 and like 1:30, I did all 100 uploads, and then I waited till 2 when everything cycled over. And then I did like 30 more because I was like, I you know what? I let my removals kind of get down. Like I was down to like 600 and some odd live. And so I was just like, I gotta beef this back up because I'm everywhere else I'm qualified to go up to 2K. And so and then it got a chance. I'm actually gonna do a review on this. I don't know if you're familiar with this yet. Have you tried Merch Buddy?
No, I haven't heard of it. What is it?
Merch Buddy, it's the best way to say it is similar to oh my gosh, what's the uploader tool? Like it's the one that helps, basically the best way I can describe it is it cuts your upload time down in half. So like you can do, you can copy, paste. It's, oh my gosh, what is it? It's gonna blow my mind until I think of it. But it's the Merch uploader. Gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up now. But essentially, what Merch Buddy does is it cuts that upload time in half. And I got an email about it. Thank you, American Yesterday. Merch Lister Pro. It's similar to Merch Lister Pro. It's got a couple of subtle differences. But and if anybody wants to check it out, I actually have a link down below in the description to the Gumroad page. It's only like $15, and so that's lifetime. I don't know how long it's going to be that, but essentially it cut down on my upload time. I was able to, you can click one button, it pulls up multiple tabs. All of my scale designs, I was able to get those up pretty quick. I can just copy and just paste to each listing. It cut everything, but what I think got me the best about it was everything that I had in draft mode. They have a skip to review option, so you don't have to go through the whole thing again. Like you can just click on it and you'll skip to the review part. And I was like, okay. So that's why I was like, okay, now I have no excuse. Now I got to go in and knock out all these designs. But I'm gonna do like a I don't know, I'm gonna call it a tutorial, but I'll just do a review on it Monday.
Does it cost? Is it cost or is it free?
It's $15. It's $15, but it's lifetime. So
where can you get it at?
It's on Gumroad. Actually, I have a link in the description.
Okay.
Down below. But yeah, it's actually great. Like I said, It's called Merch Buddy, but I'm gonna do a full thing. I had to get a couple of growing pains out of it because I just kind of, how you do, you get something, you don't read the instructions.
Yeah.
You just kind of get on there and go. And I was like, man, this crap doesn't work. What's wrong? And then I was like, oh wait, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. I think somebody, maybe one of us, needs to, man, there are so many merch programs out there. And we just need to like review them all one day or something.
Yeah, definitely. American Yesteryear, is it safe? Yes, it is safe. I did ask the owner. I said, hey, is your information stored anywhere? He's like, no, everything is stored on your hard drive. And like I said, I haven't had any issues with it. So I would give it the thumbs up. I'm gonna like really go in depth with it. Let's see who else. I miss a lot of stuff in the chat. Jeff said he'll see everybody tomorrow for merch talk. I will be right there. American Yesteryear also said, I hear you and understand. Beer me in simple bold white text on a black t-shirt, Money in the Bank. You're absolutely right. Any drinking shirt, I think you're pretty good with, but bold text, simple text, that always works. Like you can't beat it. But let's see. So are you guys killing it with organic traffic, or are you just awesome at Facebook ads? I don't know about you, Joe. I suck at Facebook ads. Like, I'm terrible.
I only do organic, man. I don't do any ads at all. Never. Yeah. I don't do it. I tried it before, but that was a long time ago, and I just said, forget this. I'll just do organic, and organic's been working fine for me. So
yeah. I did Facebook ads with Teespring. I think I kind of caught everything at the downturn because that's changed. Teespring has actually moved more towards concentrating on Instagram. But and it sucks because I used to sell advertising and I had a pretty good grip on like radio advertising. So like the fact that I could never convert on Facebook ads always kind of digs at me. But I did do very well with AMS. I hate that it's going away the way it is now. But outside of AMS, I don't do any other advertising. I do social share. Like I have pages for my different niches. But
I got a great idea for you, man.
What's up?
Go advertise your shirts on the radio.
Hey. I'll give it a try. At this point, I'll give anything a try. I know everybody's
you know what you could do? You could actually now that I think about it, if you like had a brand, you just put a brand on there. I mean, it's not good. Like you said, people are going to take your shirts or whatever, but come with your own brand and say, hey, go check out Nick's shirts on Amazon or whatever. I mean, you never know, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have some very specific niche brands that I sell on a couple of marketplaces that aren't like pods, but they're niche specific marketplaces.
Yeah.
So I sell based on that. But then I also have like just a general brand that I use to put multi niche things in when I just don't want to, because I think it looks a little cheesy when it's just like, oh, I'm doing a shirt about daffodils, so now my brand name is Daffodil Tees. Like and I have a few like that, don't get me wrong, but I have a general brand that I can kind of just put everything under now. And it's kind of similar to what, Jeff does with his brand, but I do keep it general on that. I'm a big fan. Do you remember a store called Stephen Barry's?
Yeah.
That's how I envision my general brand. I used to love that store because it had like everything in it, and I was a broke college kid at the time, so the fact that all the shirts were $10 were, was like amazing to me. But that's kind of how I envisioned it when I put the general brand together. So let's see, Matt.
I'll see you later, Kelly. She's leaving.
See you later, Kelly. Thanks for coming in. Matt says, hey, Matt, what's going on? Let us know when your new podcast comes out, Matt. Thoughts on bulk uploading talk in the past 2 surveys? You want to handle that one?
Man, yeah, I've been wondering about what they're going to do. I mean, it sounds like they're going to go like the Redbubble route pretty much. Like you're going to upload one design and you get to pick what kind of designs you want or what ones platforms you want it to go on, and they're going to go from there. And actually, I think that will be great because I spend so much time putting on each one. It takes too much time, but this will cut the time just by uploading one shirt. I hope they do that. That means I'll be uploading tons of more shirts, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even if it takes all five, say you put one shirt up and it still takes the 5 slots for the standard, the premium, the long sleeve, sweatshirt and a hoodie. Even if it still takes up 5 listings, I'm okay with that still. They can do that, but just let me upload one design and then I can put whatever keywords or if I need to change them or whatever into one slot. I'm all for that. I hope they do that. That'd be great.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I am. I honestly, more than anything, like everybody keeps saying, oh, well, what do you want from merch? If I can get anything from merch, if I had a wish list, it'd just be one thing. Let me know for my shirts that have sold, what was the keyword that pinged for me? That's why I loved AMS so much. And if I knew that, that it's a win-win situation because I'll make more shirts that are in that, which in turn brings more sales to you, which in turn puts more money in your pocket, puts more money in my pocket. Everybody walks away happy.
Yeah, that's not giving us the customer's number or name or anything. We just need that, we can make more shirts.
Yeah, I just let me know. Yeah, just let me know what ping, and then maybe when you get some time, throw in a tank top. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, throw in a tank top. Throw in a mug. You know what? I've been uploading. I don't know. I haven't even sold any yet, but to Etsy, I've been uploading pillows just randomly. I don't know why. So we'll just see. Well, maybe they'll sell. We'll see what they do. I don't know for sure.
I sold a couple pillows on Teespring's Boosted Network, but it hasn't been like a big thing for me. But let's see what else we got here. Reseller Spotlight. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for chiming in. American Yesteryear says, Joe, did your Craigslist campaign ever convert to sales?
Nope, I never heard one thing back from anybody. So, I mean, I guess I could redo it and put it back up. I haven't done that yet. So, I was just trying to let it play out and see what it did, but nothing ever happened. So.
Okay. Jennifer says, I'm new to merch and I'm looking to diversify while I'm stuck at 10 tier. What do you guys think about the Printful Shopify Amazon integration option or even someone other than Printful? Well, I can tell you, Jennifer, before I got into merch, before I got accepted to merch, back in the olden days when it took 7 months to get approved, I did the Printful Shopify Amazon integration. From a result standpoint, I had a lot more freedom with it than I do currently with merch. But everything hit a lot of hands before it made its way to you. So, Amazon is going to keep, because at that point you're selling through your Seller Central account and that's fine. But, they have their set dates of when you get paid on it. So if you have the money to float because you're going to be paying the Shopify monthly fee, the Amazon monthly fee. So you're $70 in from the beginning. If you're going to go that route, I would say you could try the direct integration with Printful and Amazon, which I haven't tried yet. Just, full disclosure, if it's that much about Amazon. If not, I would definitely recommend that you do the Printful Etsy integration. It's almost flawless. Like I don't know any other way to say it. And it's a great clientele. They are used to a higher perceived value. They don't mind paying for the shipping in addition to a higher quality shirt. Joe, what's your thought on that?
I would suggest go with the Printful Etsy because I just recently jumped on that in April and I've already, sold like 10, 15 shirts already. And I don't do anything, You think you have to do all this. Oh, you're like, okay, what after? You don't have to do anything. It's almost like merch, I haven't really had to deal with any customer service except for like one time somebody asked for like a custom design or to add a different color. But that was no big deal for me. I changed the color, uploaded it, shipped it to him. Hey, I'll take your money for an extra 2 minutes of my work. And so, but
right.
Hey, that's nothing. I mean, I think it's simple. It's almost just as simple as merch. I upload my designs, I publish them. People buy them, they take them. I haven't really had to do any work on that Printful Etsy side. So I'm excited about it. And actually, another one thing I do like about it is like I can just go on Etsy, like, hey, do you want to get paid in a week or today? Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll get paid today, and so I'll push it. It'll be the money will be in my bank later on that day. I'm like, hey man, I love this, and I'm excited. So, hey, it works for me. So
now I set mine for the weekly only because I know from a bookkeeping standpoint, it can be like a bit of a nightmare. So I always try to set if I have a couple of Teespring sales, I'll try to set my payout around the same time Etsy will disperse funds so that everything just kind of comes in at one time. But I totally agree with you when it's those times where it's just like, oh no, I probably need that. Let me go ahead and, let me go ahead and switch this to daily and get my money real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I just do that for fun sometimes on Etsy, just because I'm brand new to it. I mean, just to that Printful Etsy. But yeah, I just been doing it just for fun sometimes, just to do. I'm like, can I really get paid today? And so I'm like, hey, this is cool. Because on merch we're waiting a whole month, so oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, I love Etsy, and you're right about the custom orders because I'm huge into that. When they reach out to me, I'm like, hey, I just had a lady. My very first seller on merch is also on Etsy now. And just a few weeks ago, she hit me up. She was like, oh, I love this shirt. Do you have it in this color? Through the listing up. Okay, cool. No problem. Okay, I'm going to get this shirt, but then I also want to get a shirt for my little sister. And, she ended up buying 3 shirts. So it was just like, okay, for me to make one quick modification to the design, and she was ecstatic about it, but I'll also say this, if you're a guy, and I talked about this on Merch Talk just a couple of weeks ago, if you're a guy and you're on Etsy, put a picture of you and your girlfriend, or you and your wife, or or your sister, or whoever. Just it just, trust me, it makes a difference. it makes a big difference.
That's crazy how that works. I mean,
yeah, but you know what? I've been doing a lot of cross promoting with that too, because I've been pinning a lot of my Etsy listings on
Pinterest.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind today. I don't know why I can't think of names of anything. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of pinning, and because it's a very similar audience, that's helped fuel the sales there as well.
Yeah, I haven't even tried that. So yeah, I'm actually really brand new to the Etsy and everything that needs to go into it, even as the business wise stuff. Like Matt was asking some questions. So yeah, Matt, I don't know. Like I'm still working on everything. So once I figure all that out, it'll be good. So
yeah, like I love it. I think it's great. I don't know what the next big pod. I think Etsy's gonna take, because of the fact that it's not just a pod, it's a marketplace.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna hold that number 2 spot for a while, but that number 3 spot for me has been kind of teetering. Like for a while, Redbubble was like Redbubble was actually outperforming merch for a while, and then it dropped down to number 2, and then when I started doing Etsy, it dropped to number 3, and now it's almost off the list. But then Teespring started selling again like crazy, and that threw me off.
Wow. What's this? I have some shirts on Teespring, but what's the strategy? What kind of strategy can we do to sell more on Teespring?
You know what? The best strategy I can say for Teespring right now would be Instagram, because, and it's funny you say that, because I'll go ahead and put it out there now. I'm actually working on a book. It's going to be 2 books. One is basic Instagram strategies for print on demand. The other is advanced, because they have a new feature where you can actually tag your clothes and it'll go to a listing, but you connect it with your Facebook shops. It's really cool. I've been testing it out, and I mean, it's doing well.
Wow.
But because that's always been the biggest thing was, okay, you can see the picture, but you can't click on any links other than in the profile. That's, with the way they're doing this now, that's going completely away.
Yeah, because I know people always say, push up and it'll take you directly to like a YouTube link, or
when you do it in the store. Yeah, absolutely.
So that that's, if you go, hey, you want this shirt, push up, maybe it'll take you directly to Amazon or Teespring or whatever. So
Yeah. And honestly, with with the situation with the dogs lately on Amazon, I feel a little bit more comfortable with it going to Teespring. Plus, it's a bigger profit margin. If I'm being completely honest, it's a much larger profit margin. I can sell a hoodie for $39 on Teespring and make a $20 royalty. So
wow.
it's a much better profit margin. The basic thing I would tell everybody, if you're gonna have to drive traffic on Teespring, and they're smart enough to know that they don't have the best organic traffic. Like they're pretty smart about that portion. They're honest with themselves. Look, our organic traffic isn't the best, which is why they created the boosted network. And so if you're looking at organic sales from Teespring, realize they charge a fee for their marketplace. They charge a fee for their boosted marketplace, but their boosted marketplace does give you access to places like Wish and Amazon and Walmart and eBay. Like I'm actually surprised the amount of hoodies I've sold coming from eBay. So
wow.
I would tell you, because they are very good about letting you know, hey, this is going on, this is going on. If you're going to sell on Teespring, pay attention to their blog. Sometimes they'll run campaigns, like I know I want to say it was for Christmas last year. It's a hashtag campaign that they run, and it's a particular qualifying period, and if your listing is properly optimized, which they show you how to optimize it for Teespring, they'll add it to the boosted network on this. So like for Christmas, I had pillows that were added to eBay's boosted network, and then to Walmart's boosted network, and I saw sales come from that. So really pay attention to their blog, and it's got some great information in there anyway. But then also they have a group on Facebook as well called Teespring News, which I would love if merch did that, like where you can actually go in and you're talking to the employees. Hey, I'm having an issue with this. They'll take care of it. Or if they have something coming up that's a big promotion for them, they'll go right to the group and they talk about it there. So that's been the difference maker, because I can remember a time, and largely to do with the fact that I didn't, after I got on merch, I was like, to hell with all the other pods. I'm just going to concentrate on merch. And, so I would go months and months without seeing any sales. It's picked back up to where now it'll be a couple of days that'll go by that I might not see sales, but hell, for that matter, I have the same thing on merch whenever it's having its moments. So
yeah, exactly.
I wish I could tell you there's a secret sauce to it, but for me, where I've converted the most is promoting on Instagram, and then taking advantage of their boosted network.
If you're posting either way on any pod, but you're doing it on Instagram, is it better just to have like one niche idea, or is it better you can do random shirts, or just have like Joe shirts and then you just post whatever?
Both. I have 6 Instagram pages.
Okay.
that I do.
Okay.
I have 6 Instagram pages, and what I do, I have one that's just my general brand, but then I also have the ones that are very niche specific. You get up to 30 hashtags in each one, and I would say take advantage of all 30. And it also helps with your keywords. So American Yesteryear, let's see something. Super chat doesn't seem to be activated on your chat. Do you have to enable it in your settings on your side? I tell you what, do me a favor, save that super chat. I really appreciate it. Save it for Merch Talk tomorrow. Yeah. I appreciate it. I definitely do, but save that for Merch Talk tomorrow. Okay. So Joe's looking at me like, what the hell?
my PayPal is no,
right. But I do appreciate it. I really do. But but yeah. So make sure that you on Instagram. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. make sure on Instagram that what you're doing is you're using all 30 hashtags, but also make sure that you're following people that are within those niches and that are hashtagging those things, because, you know, the interaction also helps.
Yeah.
So when they see you, and even if you're just going through and you just like all of the things that they posted in that niche, then they know, like, oh, okay, you know, this person, somebody's looking at me for something. Let me go check it out. And then when you go there, you know, just have your stuff available. I'll also say this though, and I know that Place It can get a little pricey, but you know, you can do some lower quality mock-ups. You can just do the free ones. They're definitely not high res, but they're good enough. They're good enough for Instagram. So like lifestyle pictures on Instagram really work. And if you want to make the investment into it, if you have it to make, I would definitely say make it. But like, because everybody will just put up a random t-shirt picture, but it's those lifestyle pictures that kind of make the difference. I've definitely seen a difference in terms of converting with Instagram with lifestyle pictures versus just the t-shirt mock-up.
I'm actually working on something where I'm gonna provide like mock-ups. So hopefully that'll be coming soon to Merch You Designs. So
man, that would be amazing. That would be superbly amazing.
And it's all because of stuff that I've been promoting and doing it for myself. So I'm like, man, if I'm wanting to do this, other people are probably definitely wanting this too. So
yeah. But see, I think and you know, we have, especially over the last few weeks, we've had all these talks of the quote unquote gurus. I hate that term. I hate that term. I mean, but it's really just everybody takes, okay, this worked for me, so if I can help somebody else, try it. It can work for you. And usually the things that we build out are things that are a necessity for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's how I got into graphic design, because at the time, little known fact to a lot of people, you know, I spent the last God knows how long without aging myself as a musician, and I couldn't get people to do graphic design for me, and I didn't have the money to pay for it. I was a college kid, so I just said, you know what, screw it. Let me just sit down with these programs and learn it, and that's just kind of how you do. So yeah, mock-ups, absolutely. I wish I had time. Like I hope you do. I'm telling you now. I'm putting this out there. So if I don't do it, everybody can call me on it. Joe starts a mock-up service. I am subscribing to it. I'm buying from it because I wish I had the time to do it. I don't. Like, I really don't. Like, if I could just do merch, and that's it, I would be. I probably wouldn't, I'll be honest, because I like multiple streams of income. But I have so many, like I've managed social media accounts for businesses, and then, you know, I do some coaching on the side for, you know, people who are trying to start up brands and, you know, different things like that. And then I run a virtual call center. So it's like, I wish I had the time to do it. I promise I do, but unfortunately I don't. So if you come up with that service, I'm definitely, you got my money. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You got my money. Like, you know, so we're coming up on the hour, guys. Joe, is there anything else, man, that you got going on you want to let us know about? Are you doing another meetup or like another you should do a conference. There should be a Merch University conference, and everybody should drive up. If you do it, I'm coming.
Yeah, man, I should do it. I've been wanting to do it. Maybe I could pull it off, man, pretty soon coming up. I'll have to see about it. And you know what? You know, I do have one. You know who's going to come? I'm gonna get Michael Essany to come. That's who I'm gonna bring.
Yeah, you will pack out the building. You will pack out the. Well, okay, so let's go ahead and put it out there now. Joe, any help you need on it, let me know. If nothing else, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, you'll be there, man. You're gonna be a speaker there if you're coming, man.
But you got to, in turn, you got to come down to New Orleans in March of next year, because I'm going to do a merch conference in New Orleans during Mardi Gras.
Oh gosh,
called Merchy Gras. So
oh, nice.
Yeah. So my wife and I started putting it together. We already got the rooms. I know the place that I want to do it. Yeah. Definitely, but I want everybody, like I want you, or I know Jeff will not leave the house. Like I'm gonna have to just go and kidnap him and Chris. I want you and Margaret and Young and Glenn. I want everybody possible down there, and we just tear up New Orleans for Mardi Gras and go bar hopping on Bourbon Street or something like that. So.
Yeah, man. I got the chance to go the first time to New Orleans last summer. So it was, I liked it. I actually went, we were driving back from Florida to Oklahoma, but man, the day we were there was like the hottest day ever, man. But it was
every
fun.
day there is hot.
It must have been really hot that day. I was like, oh man, I was drinking. Actually, a lot of places had water, and I was just getting all this free water at all the stores. So I was like,
yeah. So yeah, that's a definite. So I'm saying it now. You put your conference together. I'm coming up, and you definitely got to come down to New Orleans so we can tear it up for Mardi Gras. I want everybody to make sure that you are joined in Facebook's. Wait a minute, hold up. Reseller Spotlight. You're from the bio yourself. I was born in Slidell, and I live about an hour from New Orleans now. But yeah, everybody make sure, if you're not already in Merch University, make sure you join that group. Make sure you subscribe to Merch University on YouTube. Like and subscribe here, Nick Eden. Don't forget, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I've got Merch in a Minute. 45 Live will be once a week. Joe, you're back to doing. Are you doing the daily vlogs yet, or you?
Yeah. Well, kind of. I need to start that back. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So everybody, just definitely make sure. Like, there's a lot of info out there, guys, and when you have somebody that genuinely gives info the way that Joe does, you want to make sure that, one, you support his ventures. And I'm not an affiliate on any of Joe's stuff, so I'm saying this because it's true. Support his ventures because he gives so much and he adds so much value to the merch community, and we appreciate it. Like I said, this is going to be running about once a week. I definitely want to have you back, and I'll be tuned into Merch Talk tomorrow. So everybody make sure that you guys are tuned into Merch Talk with Margaret, Jeff, Joe, and Chris. And that's it for the first ever 45 Live.
Yes.
And with Mr. Merch University himself, Joe Clay. You guys make sure, like I said, like the video, subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, we'll see y'all later.